G-Talk. So I go and drudge, right? Let me see if I can put this up. Yeah. It's cutting it off, but this fucking... Remember we just talked... We're about to talk about it now. Trump org keeps bringing in foreign workers to staff its clubs and wineries. Foreign workers. On work visas. They're not illegals. I mean, come on. It's the same fucking shit, is it not? Now do you know why he's doing the... We're about to talk about it. The next thing, it's like... It's all about money, kid. It's all about... How does the saying go? It's something... good for thee, not for me, or something like that. Or I forget what the saying goes. I'll look it up. There's a saying about basically saying, hey, it applies to you, but not for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm exempt from it. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. And it's like, it's fucking nonsense. This is the bullshit that we're living in. It's a double standard unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I do as I say, not as I do, something like that.
Yeah, there's another one. It's like it's something for thee, not for me, or so. I'll look it up. I'll just like you did in pod number 8, you talked about the Ferris Bueller quote, which when you threw it my way and you're like, oh, say it, and I'm like, I should know it, and I didn't, and then I found it, and I go, oh my god, and you nailed it. That was the quote. Yeah. Life passes too quickly. You if you don't pay attention or something. I'm already fucking it up again. It'll pass you by. And I can't believe you pulled that out of there. And I'm just like, I don't remember the quote. And then I found the picture of it. And I go, son of a bitch, that's the quote. Frankie was right. That's the quote. So I put it on the screen in the other pod. But, well, welcome, everybody, to the G-Talk. Yay.
Oh, shit, we're back?
Yeah, we're back. Yeah. And
okay.
It's your boy, Ja, 109. Thanks, guys. They're cheering for him. Yeah, they're not cheering for me. 199th draft pick at quarterback, or as I like to say, to use the Any Given Sunday reference, the third string quarterback like Willie Beeman, who finally got his time in the sun. Yay! And over here, over there is our boy Shark LeVay. Yeah, the linebacker played by Lawrence Taylor, who cuts through the falsities and all the bullshit with the truth of a chainsaw. Do you remember that scene in Any Given Sunday when he cuts through the thing? And he's like, offense and defense needs to be together. It's the best. I love that movie. Great movie. Well, welcome everybody. Hey, Frankie, how you doing?
Doing great for Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. And this is part 3 of 3. We had to do headlines. There's so many things to talk about.
Before we go into the headlines, quick question.
Go for
just for shits and giggles. How would you say, I hope we're not boomering anybody?
Go for
Something
it.
like that?
Yeah.
Okay, who's the most famous person on Friday the 13th? Who's the main character of Friday the 13th?
Is it Jason or is it Michael Myers?
Jason, coño, Dios mío.
Yeah. I didn't. I'm like, is it Michael Myers or is it Jason? I didn't remember. All right, real quick. This is such a... Okay, we're going to... For a second, all right?
We had to lighten it up a little bit.
I had to. Are you into horror films?
I really dislike horror films. You don't know the last...
Oh my God, me too. I can't stand horror films.
I prefer to laugh, personally.
Yeah, like what's the point of being like scared shitless and then like, oh, that was such a great movie. I'm so glad that I'm gonna go to sleep and think about this and not sleep for the whole night. Yay! I might as well just have fucking flaming diarrhea that comes out of my ass. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, I would prefer that. The last...
I prefer neither, but go on.
The last horror film I saw was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, for God's sake!
I think it was part 2.
That's Freddy Krueger, right? Freddy Krueger with the nails.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw this movie on VHS. Now, to the kids that are out there, VHS.
Boomer.
And this is really, really gross. But this is the part when he slit the kids.
I
Freddy
know.
Krueger had long claws, and he cut his arm and then pulled them by the veins and made them walk. I dreamt about that for 2 nights in a row. That was the last time I saw a horror film. And
Frankie,
this was
what?
about
All right, you ready?
88 around there.
Was it worth it? Unless you were with a
No,
hot
I
girl
hadn't.
that
I
loved it.
was not entertained. It didn't give me any kind of pleasure. It was. I've never seen a scary movie since. I don't like that. No, fuck
Though
that.
I will
But
say this, someone, and we'll move on from this because I don't want to talk about this anymore. This is gross. Someone once explained it to me, and this is the analogy. You ready? This is pretty interesting. They said, "Do you like spicy food?" I'm like, "Sure, I like spicy food." They're like, "Well, think about seeing a scary movie as eating really spicy food. It's kind of like a challenge. It's kind of like it shakes you, gives you some adrenaline and some of the, there's a, I wish they could say it here, but it's almost like the same, people get off on eating really spicy food because literally the capsaicin or whatever, I'm not trying to get all overly smart and nerdy on this, but your body gets the same endorphins that like after you work out, it's pain, right? So it's almost like they get endorphins from watching a movie and getting put through the adrenaline, and it's like an adrenaline rush. They love it. And I'm like, you're fucking a sadist, a masochist. You're ridiculous. It's nonsense. I don't like it. I don't like it.
so I guess the nightmares must be the part when you go to the bathroom.
Yeah. That's
Just,
when the endorphins kick in and you wipe off the dopamine and the serotonin and then you flush the toilet. Yay.
oh man.
Holy shit, literally. Speaking of holy shit, let's go into the first one. Is it you reading or is it me?
You know what? Let me kick this because this one is
Go for it.
so. All right. So
Let's
to
go right
start off
into
the
it,
third
folks.
quarter, Trump's immigration blitz backfires, raids, chaos, and hypocrisy. Trump's immigration crackdown is spiraling. Massive raids are gutting meat plants, farms, his team now while his team says employers will be targeted next. But in the same breath, Trump's floating carve-outs for industries that rely on undocumented labor. So, which is it? A no tolerance policy or selective enforcement when the economy equals? so,
I
Ja,
mean, come on.
how can Trump promise to be tough on immigration while protecting the very industries built on the labors he's writing?
Rating.
Is this
Yeah.
leadership or rating? Sorry, is this leadership or straight up hypocrisy? Like that's rhetorical, but
It's ridiculous. You know the answer to that question. I got the clock going. And we talked about it before, where I read well, I think I just recorded it, right? Where it said that the Trump administration, or not administration, the Trump org, that just to remind people, he's not just grifting on crypto. He's grifting on the Trump hotel and the Trump golf courses. By the way, the one in Bedminster, New Jersey, this is a fact. This is not slander. Miserably failed health inspections for, this is like a high level. Yes, I'll put it on the screen. I think it was Bedminster, New Jersey. I'll correct myself. It miserably failed health inspections. Like ridiculous. Like you shouldn't eat there. You'll freaking, get sick. Speaking of diarrhea and all that stuff. But so at the end of the day, it's hypocrisy. It's, it basically, I don't know the inner workings of why they came up with the immigration policy. My guess, those people are brown. They speak another language. We don't like them. We're trying to keep it, we want the white people here. I mean, the right people here, right? We want people to come to this country the white way. I'm sorry. The right way, right? They're a little too dark for us. But they're really great gardeners. They're really great at serving, or excuse me, preparing the food in the back. They're really great at all that stuff that, picking fruit and stuff that we can't get the white worker. I mean, the right worker to do it for them. Do I have to keep making the joke? It's ridiculous. So, but at the end of the day, my friend, we've talked about this. You've gotten pretty emotional. I'm not going to make jokes about that. And you're very passionate about, immigration. We're children of immigrants, right? I was born here. You were born in New York City, you said, or you were born in DR?
I was born here.
So we have a unique perspective of what it's like to be part of an immigrant family. And I have a soft heart. My heart will never close for these people. And I just tingled saying that. And they come here and some of these people are being chased on fields that they worked on for 20 years. They're not criminals. They're paying taxes. They allow you and me to eat tomatoes and strawberries and fruit. They wash our clothing in the hotels. They change the bed sheets. They are in the kitchen chopping up the onions. What the fuck are we doing? So now finally someone goes to him, hey, dipshit, you're gonna have to hire the right people, all the right people for your golf courses and pay them a lot of money. Do you want that to happen? You better make a carve out. So to answer your question, is it leadership or straight up hypocrisy? Hypocrisy. It's bullshit. And here's another thing that I don't know if I have it on the screen here. Eventually, yeah, I do. I had it right here. We're gonna find out, kid, that the food industry is gonna be fucked. Forget hotels. Forget. Who do you think, Frankie, prepares the? I'm on the wrong side. Who do you think prepares the bacon? Who do you think does the meat cutting and all the vegetables and the fruit? It's the people that are willing to do it, and they don't get paid a lot for it. And I made a bad joke about the right white people. You can't find those workers elsewhere. And I was going to put an article up here how Florida tried, because Florida's a big agricultural state, and they tried to pass a bill to loosen up the ability for kids 14 and 15 years old, I'll put it up on the screen, to be able to work 8 or more hours on school nights, to work up to 11 hours, because they need the labor. This is bullshit. And listen, I'll throw this to you. It's about time you start talking, because I'm taking up your time. I apologize. But at the end of the day, my friend, why are we doing this? If they're not criminals, if they're not stealing from this country, if they're not taking up space, what's the negative? We need better enforcement at very well, better enforcement at the border. We could fix that. Give them a path to citizenship. Keep the economy going. Because if we send them all home, kid, we're fucked. What say you?
I think I would have been a little bit better prepared for this particular subject, because this is being compared to the regime of 1933, when Hitler just started wiping people out just because of who they are. And I think this is what we're seeing. Is who
Well, you're not
they
equating
are.
that this mystery is trying to kill these people necessarily, but trying to get rid of them, right?
Trying to get rid of them.
Right.
And it again, like I said earlier in this pod, who goes to a graduation to snatch up parents because they see that there's a bunch of Rodriguez in the graduation
Yep.
itinerary they give you. You see a bunch of Spanish names: Rodriguez, Sanchez, Torres, whatever it is. It's like, oh, we're gonna have fun over here in this graduation, and like,
Or Home Depot, or
yeah,
elementary school.
I've seen day laborers firsthand. Um, they stand there for the hope that somebody needs help, and they can make $20 or $40 a day.
A day, not an hour. A day.
A day, and it's they hang their hope on that. Now, granted, yes, I will say, should they have come here legally? Of course. Who doesn't want to come here legally?
Right.
But even that right now today is fucking questionable, because they're doing it illegal, and they're getting arrested before they could get to court when they are here legally. They are going through the process, and they're being denied the process by ICE.
Yeah.
By ICE, like they have, so they can't do it legally.
Can't do it illegally.
So it's pretty much, you're not wanted here. So far for give me you're tired, you're poor, you're hungry from the Statue of Liberty. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit's out the window. It's like, Jesus, like, God, the fucking poison that is Trump and MAGA. The poison.
But Frank, here's the thing. Well said, by the way, and true. Great reference to Statue of Liberty. I would expect nothing less from a New Yorker. But here's the deal. I didn't hear an accent either, by the way. But here's the deal with that whole thing. At the end of the day, it's all about money, power, freedom. And eventually the money's going to catch up with them. And we're seeing it already with here, where the shielding of immigrant farm workers, and because he's getting lambasted by all these big food and all these massive companies that provide food everywhere. And they go, Mr. President, wink, wink, you need to calm the fuck down. because bacon prices are going to go up, steak and all that, all the beef and stuff, it's our agriculture is supported by immigrants. Our food supply is picked and I mean, MAGA's about to find out the hard way why they've been able to make a living in this country illegally or without, no one's illegal, but without proper documentation, because we need them, motherfuckers. Because at the end of the day, there's a reason why the immigrants, are at Home Depot, because the right people, I think you know what kind of people, show up and they pick them up to do weekend jobs on their roofs and on their, their property and their beautiful houses, because they're not willing to pay the white guy who charges a lot of money. They're going to get the other guy to do it. And that's the problem. The people, put a blank space there, are not willing to pay the money. These companies aren't willing to pay the money because they fear unions, and these people that pick up the day laborers aren't willing to pay the money, so that, John Plumbing LLC, or, they won't be doing plumbing necessarily, but like John's Roofing LLC, who probably also employs people from other countries, but does it the right way, right? Puts them on the books, gives them insurance of some sort or whatever, or whatever. They're not willing to do it because of money. So you can't have your cake and eat it too, or your dulce de leche and eat it too, or the tres leches? What is
Tres
it?
leche.
You can't have it and hold it and you know what I mean? And eat it too. So they got to figure something out. I'll leave it to you on this one before we read the next one with a quick question, 30-second answer if you got it. Let's say we're successful and we get rid of all the immigrants, kid. Then what? What happens? I mean, for fuck's sake. What is this country going to look like? Let's say we got them all out. All of them. Now what?
I think I'm not going to say his name. I'm very cautious here. We got them all out. The big, beautiful wall is built and everything, and then it's just us, and it's going to be us climbing over the fence.
Saying we need some help. I miss bacon and tomatoes and eggs and all that. Oh, my lawn is about this high. It's like,
and
oh my God.
Christ, I'll save this for another pod. But I really want to do an essay, just with everything that I've learned during these pods, just to come out with options, circumstances, and the decisions we're going to have to face. And it's not going to come down to black and white. You are going to require some type of human emotions, and depending on that, is going to determine what kind of person you are. And everybody knows a piece of shit when they see one. And yeah, I'm talking about Trump, but there's a lot more of Trumps.
Stephen Miller's a piece of shit too, but we'll leave that aside. He's a small piece of shit.
But we'll get to that one. We have a show to do. We'll have a show to do. So let's move right along over here. And I believe you're up, my friend. So
that is me. We're gonna make. I think we'll have some more fun on this one, though. It's kind of serious-ish. Here we go. So Trump's birthday bash or a dictator's parade. Yay! Yay, this is going to be fun. Let me put it up here on the thing. The dictator style parade, which is tomorrow, the 14th. Trump's turning. Oh, I thought you said Trump's turning 79. That's his age, by the way. The oldest president, I think, to date. Maybe not. Trump's turning 79 on June 14th, which is tomorrow. His birthday and the Army's, I believe, 250th, into a full-blown military spectacle with tanks and jets and a $25 to $45 million price tag. By the way, why is it such a variance? Is someone not telling the truth? Are some of these people why is it such a variance in the cost? That's a lot of fucking money. It's either one thing or double it.
I read 140.
Me too. This is ridiculous. I read 140. So what the fuck are we talking about? But we'll move on. Yeah. Go on. Finish your thought.
No, because you said 25.45. I'm like, yeah, that is a big difference from 140.
This could be ChatGPT. Who knows? He might be MAGA. Critics call it taxpayer-funded ego fuel, while his team threatens protesters, and GOP lawmakers quietly flee. None of them are coming, Frank. None of them are coming to Washington for this bullshit. Patriotic celebration or authoritarian cosplay? Hey, now. Will Christy Nome be there with one of her Barbie outfits, her Ice Barbie? Here's a question. Is this a patriotic salute to America or a taxpayer-funded tantrum from a wannabe dictator desperate for applause on his birthday? Yeah, that's rhetorical, kid, but the time is clicking or ticking. Go ahead, man. What do you got?
Okay, so it is rhetorical. So a serious answer is not required. However, I would say if it's a patriotic salute to America, the first thing you would do with so many homeless veterans with so many mental health issues and
I'm
everything
so
else.
glad you went right there. So glad.
If you ever going to do something to salute America, you will partner up with the biggest chains of the country, that is coast to coast, south to north, or the I don't want to say their names because they don't advertise it, but
No,
I'm gonna
fuck
make
them.
this one exception. Like all the Red Lobsters, McDonald's, all the chains across the board, saying, you know what, it's going to cost me $140 million to do this parade. How about invest $140 million. Anybody that has a veteran card, active card, anything like that, I'm saying, your meal is on us today. That's how we're going to celebrate the 250 years of the Army, is to give every one of our soldiers a well-deserved meal on behalf of the president and on behalf of the restaurant that wants to participate with this, because this is what it is to be a patriotic salute to the 250th birthday of the
Yeah,
Army. Which,
yeah.
by the way, my brother is a 20-year veteran
You
of the
said that.
Army
Yeah.
sergeant.
God bless you.
Um,
You
yes,
want
I
to
won't
you
say
want
it.
to shut? Oh, does he have a nickname?
No, I don't think I want to say it because this is not the
Buelita,
perspective.
Buelito.
Let's just say, my brother, I can't salute you. I'm not a
I do it like this. There you go. Good for you, kid. God bless you. Thank you for
but
serving our country.
yeah, absolutely. And so everybody else that served our country, we love you. This is this particular par- it's not a parade. This is 100%. Everybody freaking knows, even the Republicans themselves. This is the ultimate ego boost that Trump's
Speaking
needs
of ego,
for his little birthday, and you know Republicans, a lot of Republicans are against this. They're like $140 million for this bullshit.
it's
Like, are
bullshit.
you kidding me, bro? This is not the way to salute. To salute you, out of everybody, the worst president, arguably, in the history, not only of the United States, but of any president, of any government or company or fraternity or anything that has the title president. You know
Let
what
me
I'm
ask you a
saying?
question, but Frank, let me ask you a question. Let me take the football for a second and throw it right back at you. Let's say he was the greatest president ever. I have an observation that doesn't make sense to me. MAGA does this, and they're following their orange Jesus. Why is it? Because even in the gym, for example, the toughest guys aren't the loudest grunters. They're always flexing and walking up to people and reminding them how much they bench. Those guys are not strong. Those guys are weak and they have an ego problem and probably body dysmorphia, whatever. Why is it that strong men always have to prove to the world that they're strong? They're always talking about strength and weakness. They're always, boasting about this and that, the other thing. And there's a reason why we haven't had parades like this in this country for a long time. We don't need to, because
No,
strength doesn't need to talk. Strength just is. So I'm going to throw it
right.
back at you. Why do you think, rhetorical question, that this guy needs to do this other than the fact that he saw other dictators do it and he's like, oh, I should do this too?
Um, I think he does it because he lives in a different reality than we do, than most of the worlds do. In any person, I don't want to say any person, but once you get to a certain age, you understand big dogs don't bark at parked cars. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
There's another
That's
one.
so funny.
The loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the
Yeah.
room.
I've heard
You
that
know what I'm
before.
saying? And he is just like always just, anything good is him, everything bad is Biden,
Mhm.
and he just goes it's every freaking day, and it's
Why
like
can't people see through this, kid? We talked about this in the last
I
pod
would
about the
love to
why.
know. Now,
I don't
not,
get
not for
it.
nothing, I know a lot of Trump supporters that are. A few of them are in my circle, in my immediate circle.
I have a
Not
lot.
so no, not so much hardcore Trumpers, but they're business owners. So they said, with Republicans in office, my taxes are a little bit better. They do very well. So, if they make over X amount, they're going to get taxed more versus Trump. So for them, it's a financial convenience to
Yeah.
have a Republican as president, which is fine.
Welcome
Um,
to America, capitalism. Go on.
right. But as of the recent, within the last 7 days, with everything that's going on in LA and just ICE kidnapping people, they're like, you know what? I think I finally understand what you were saying this whole time, Frank. And I was like, you know, everybody was trying to tell you, Project 2025 told you exactly what was going to happen. And here we are living it. I don't understand. You're very smart. You're a very smart person. How was you brainwashed not to form your own opinion based on the facts that are in your face?
Frank, I've said this a long time, and you hinted on it. You hinted at it. You came out and just said it, and I applaud you for it. It's about the money. The reason why they back him is because of money. You said it. That's most of my friends go, the economy, the economy, the economy. And by the way, people, personal privilege, the stock market's not the economy. Sorry, unless you got a shit ton of stock or 401k, stop it. The stock market is a casino that's run by a bunch of morons that you shouldn't believe in. I'll leave that at that. Okay. But the whole idea, it's ridiculous. But the whole idea is that once Trump loses his ability to keep that economy up and he loses his sheen economically, he's worthless. He's just a dog and pony show. There's no light, there's no energy, and it didn't quite happen in his first term because he blamed it on COVID, and in some degrees he probably could have, right? Blame it on COVID, but he can't blame it on anyone but himself now. And you're starting to see the real guy. The emperor has no clothes, and eventually, even the staunchest of conservatives realize he's not a conservative, kid. He's a farce. He's a fake, and when the economy tanks and domestic rule, where it's we talked about in the last pod, I think it was part 2 of the headlines, states' rights, states' powers. These conservatives are going to go, wait a minute, the economy's no good, federal overreach. He's causing wars, or he's causing issues where we could be going into war. That's not conservatism. That's MAGA. I'm not MAGA. Eventually, they're going to have a long kind of look in the mirror for that. It's coming.
Yep, and I really hope. I really don't know because MAGA just got so much momentum. But the day that MAGA does evaporate, the Republicans that did support it and they remain Republicans, you got a lot of questions to answer. It's like all of this was wrong.
Yeah.
All of it was wrong, yet you went with it.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to be ousted by Trump. Like
Called out.
you could have maintained your dignity, which money can't buy.
Well,
And
eventually, they're going to have a reckoning, and I think it's coming.
yeah, midterms next year.
Frankie, I don't think it's a political reckoning. I think eventually, real quick, I don't want to extend this too far, but don't you think that look at all the red states, which I cannot stand red and blue. It's nonsense. How many people do you think voted for Republican in California? It wasn't a million people. It was quite a few. That's not a blue state. I don't know what the fuck that is. But let's
Mhm.
say a red state. You take away Medicare. You take away state benefits. You take away SNAP. You take away all this stuff. I'm sorry, they don't feel it too. Does MAGA not? Here's a modern day version of Michael Jordan. Remember, say when they criticized Michael Jordan for not being political, he said
Mhm.
Republicans buy Nikes too. Well, guess what? MAGA needs SNAP too, motherfuckers, and they need Medicaid too. And
Yeah.
eventually, they're going to realize that. And if you want to cheer for your team in politics and put on your red hat, your stupid red hat, that's fine. That red hat's not going to cost you $75. It's going to cost you $7,500 at the end of the year. And it's going to cost you no health care or limited health care and food and all that shit. Are you willing to put that hat on really fucking tight for that? Is he worth it to you? You're going to
Hmm.
come to a reckoning, my friends, and it won't be political. It won't be on the news. It'll be in your household, and you're going to have to
Hmm.
make a choice. And I guarantee the women are the first. They're going to be smart and say, "This motherfucker needs to, you know, hey, Jed, you need to stop watching Fox News and need to go get a second job or a third one because we can't afford to live here anymore." And yeah,
Hmm.
I went Southern. Fuck that.
Yeah, and it's going to come down, and I really hope it comes down to this. Finally, for once, because this is the part that will hopefully neutralize this whole freaking thing. What's more important, the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, or the United States of America?
I
What
mean,
is
for
more
fuck's sake,
important out of all of them?
a rhetorical question, right? I unfortunately, it's not for some people, and it should be. So
Yeah, and hopefully when SNAP, Medicare, Medicaid, and all this shit goes away, and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, but I didn't vote for this. I voted, because
yeah,
we wanted the economy to be good." And um,
I
you
think
know,
that's been a hashtag. We'll move on to the next one, but I think that was a hashtag for a while, or it should be for now. I didn't vote for this. That's got to be a powerful hashtag. I didn't vote for this, and
yeah,
you're going to see it get worse in the next 6 to 12 months. I'm not going to have any glee in that because I'm going to
mhm,
suffer, and so will you. But we move on
yeah.
to our next one, my friend. Speaking of someone who suffered through MAGA bullshit, um, headline: have you ever asked yourself, what if Obama did what Trump is doing? Frankie, have you ever asked yourself that question? I think you asked 3 times on the pod already. Um, well, ask no more. Just listen to the man himself. Obama drops a viral mic moment, and I wish I had the video. I don't, but I'll have some pictures. We could read it. Calling out the MAGA crowd. And quote, imagine if I had done any of this. The clip skewers the GOP's meltdown over minor infractions, reminding everyone that what's hotly condemned under Obama became MAGA normal when Trump did it. The internet's obsession with this clip proves one thing: standards aren't just double, they're 100% on the bench when Trump calls the shots. So here's the question, Frankie. When did hypocrisy, there's that word again, become the new normal? And why are we playing by two different rule books depending on who's breaking them? Who gave Trump a get out of jail free card? I added that. ChatGPT didn't add that,
Mhm.
but I did that as a joke. But I think you know where to take this. Clock's ticking. Go for it, kid. And I'm gonna put it on the screen. Um, some of the stuff Trump like. Imagine if I had pulled Fox News credentials from the White House press corps. You're laughing, but no, this is what's happened. Imagine if I said to the law firms that they were representing parties that were upset with policies my administration had initiated, that you will not be allowed into the government buildings. We will punish you economically for dissenting from the Affordable Care Act on the Iran deal or the Iran deal. We will ferret out students who protest against my policies. It's unimaginable that the same parties that are silent now would have tolerated behavior like that from me. And I mean, it's kid. He goes on a rampage, and he's right.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, he's right. I mean, Christ, we're living in a time that is so abnormal. It, it's it's outrageous, because of what we do. We subscribe to a lot of independent news
Mm-hmm.
casters that collect facts, collect data, collect headlines. They confirm if the information is real or not, and they do more or less their own thing on a YouTube channel, more or less like we do over here.
Yep.
And
But people actually watch them
yeah, yeah. Hopefully,
one
we're
day.
not worthy yet, but
One day.
hopefully we do a decent job to at least earn some
Yeah.
attention down the line, and that's what we hope for. But like I said in the last pod, not just Obama,
Yeah.
anybody, um,
Yeah.
Biden, Bush, if it was Kamala, this party would lose their freaking minds. We're talking, Fox, like you said, Trump does all this, and it's like news porn for Fox. They everything he
News
says,
porn.
he takes it and they just run with it, But when Obama was doing his thing, that they really nothing compares to what Trump has done in any administration in the history of this country. But if when you have nothing, you fabricate something, such as a tan suit,
Yeah.
such as
Mustard on a
mustard on your
burger.
burger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how low they've gone.
Fist bumping Michelle. Oh,
Uh,
fist bumping his wife. Oh, come on.
you know what I'm saying? And by the way, it shows a lot more unity between fist bumping your wife. You know what I'm saying? I fist bump my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like hell yeah, babe, bam. And a wife that just like doesn't want to grab your hand at all. That you're holding on to her
I wonder what kind of
thumb.
picture I could. I wonder what kind of picture I could put up on the screen right
I
now.
don't
Let
know,
me
but that
think
was
about that.
recent. Was let's just call it was Les Miserables. You know what I'm saying? That was Les Miserables to
Like
watch.
yesterday.
You
Oh.
know, so the hypocrisy is just really really outrageous. Dude, it's never ending. I could go back as far as 9/11. It's like, oh, Twin Towers were the highest buildings in New York City. I guess mines are now since they fell. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? At about 2 p.m., after a few hours after the towers fell, you know what I'm saying? That is the person that you're dealing with. You're seeing the same person that said not too long ago about the stock market. It was like, well, the stock market kind of rebounded, and that's because of me, and the bad part is because of Biden. He
Yeah.
said that on
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
It goes on and on and on. It's never ending, and
He
so
gets a
much that
free
is
pass.
normalized.
He gets a
Is
free
is
pass.
normalized.
Yeah.
People are exhausted to
Yeah.
try to defend the shit that he freaking says. They're exhausted. You can't keep up with it. Alonzo Bowden, I recommend this to watch. He did a special right after COVID called "Stupid Doesn't Get Tired," and he talks about this. That is like when you have a debate with someone or an argument, you have the need to make sense. Trump is not going to let a little thing like need to make sense interrupt his idiotic uh, 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 ideas, and his supporters just go with it.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
well,
real quick. We talked about it before. I think he's got cognitive issues. I'm not a therapist. I can't diagnose it, but I bought into it. I thought it was kind of reverse kind of what they were trying to do to Biden, Fox News, and the Trump administration or the previous one. And I thought, well, Democrats are just they're flipping it back. I'm starting to see it's the guy. It's getting dangerous. The guy is saying things that are just ridiculous, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, who's more scary here? Who's more ill? The person that keeps saying all these things that are just absurd, or those that keep making the pass and keep saying and backing it up and ass kissing? I don't want to answer that question because I think you know the answer. The answers are the people around him, because he doesn't know any better. If you think he's as ill mentally as you think he doesn't know any better. So someone around him should tell him what's going on. I blame his handlers, and I'm saying it in the right way. I blame the sycophants. I blame all the people that keep trying to make him something he never was. And at the end of the day, there's only two things you can do, Frankie, when presented with something. And one of them is not lie about it and try to make it something that it's not. That's called, you ready? Not a river in Egypt. It's denial. And the denial that this country, 77 million, have about who Donald Trump really is about to flood over them. It's about to, the Red Sea is going to come and take them out. They're going to feel it economically. They're going to feel it with the laws being trampled. They're going to feel it possibly with seeing their sons and daughters go to war in the Middle East. And eventually they're going to have to find the truth, and it's going to smack them in the face. It's not just about comparing him to other people. Compare him to himself. Who is he really? Stop lying about who this fucking guy is and what he's doing.
Like you said, his handlers feed him all this stuff, and they have to stroke his ego, otherwise they'll be out of a job.
Back to the
As,
money.
ask anybody that has been fired by him. It's like, no, I disagree with something. I mean, for God's sakes, look at Rubio, Vance. What's the other dude from Oklahoma? I forget his name. All
Just put a
these,
blank space there. Any dipshit will
yeah,
do.
put a blank. Ted Cruz, all of them.
Yeah.
They all said this is the Antichrist. He's a
Yeah.
con man. He's this. He's that. He's whatever. Now they are required to kiss his freaking red little nuts so they could keep their jobs, so they could keep their votes, because they can't offer policy to help their people. But if they say, "Oh no, I'll suck Trump's dick," they will
Yeah.
get the votes. And I'm
And,
sorry for my
no,
terminology there, but
it's
is
true.
is the freaking truth. They don't offer anything of value to their people that could help them or anything. All they gotta say is Trump is such a great man, and that is enough to get you votes.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Some people could say that and to some degree I will agree that there was a lot of that around Obama and Clinton. There's ass kissers everywhere. Power brings the flies, right? It brings, like, you're the brightest light, all the mosquitoes come calling, right? So it happens on both sides, but not like this. Not
Yeah.
like this. This is another level of grift and lying and rewriting history. But we're at the end of this segment, Frank, and the end really of this whole thing. June 13th, Friday the 13th, we did all 8 headlines. Wow, craziness. Part 1, 2, and this one 3. Fuck
Let me
me.
just finish with this real quick, and
Go,
I wish
and then we'll end
I
on
wish
that.
I wish I could have brought this to the beginning, um, which was a very good point. You saw that last one of the latest tweets. Elon Musk said, "I think I may have gone too far."
Yes, bullshit.
Fucking mama huevo.
Yeah,
Is that here comes the ass kissing part again? Because he's like, maybe if I get back in his good grace, I could get some of these government contracts back because my company took such a hit that I need this to recuperate some of my losses.
yeah, yeah.
But he did say about the Epstein files that he doesn't release them because he's all over them. He denies it. What's the easiest way to prove that you're not in the files?
Go ahead and say it.
Release the files and prove you're not in it.
Simple. Right. Simple. I mean, at the end of the day, some people might say, well, he doesn't need to prove, he's the president, whatever. I personally don't give a damn about that. And I don't think he's in it in the way that they think.
Oh, he's definitely
in the way that they think, but whatever. But I say release him. Fuck it. Why not? He's going to pardon himself anyway.
Did you see that interview when they was asking him, would you declassify the 9/11 files? Yes. Would you declassify the
JFK.
John F. Kennedy files?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you declassify the Epstein files? That may get a lot of people in trouble. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? JFK, 9/11. Yeah, the biggest freaking stories of the history of this country.
Frank,
Epstein's, well, a lot of people may get in trouble, and we
you
don't want to
ain't
do that.
seen nothing yet. I'm telling you, from now until the World Cup of July 19th,
July 19th.
July 19th, 2026. I don't think that it'll be Trump handing that trophy to Portugal, who will win the World Cup. My prediction. It's not just the Simpsons predicting it. But I think it'll be JD Vance, because we're about to see a downward spiral that's going to really, really rocket. Sorry, Elon, I'm not trying to bring you into this, but it's going to take off. This is going to get worse. And we're going to end this in a little bit, but let me ask you one last question and then take us into the end of this, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 20 minutes, whatever. If Kamala had won, ... what say you? 30, 60 seconds. I mean, do you think I want to go.
I don't.
What if she won?
I don't think that we would be having these issues. Yeah,
No way.
President President Obama deported a bunch of people. Biden deported a bunch of people. A lot of them did. The National Guard was never required to deport these people. And those are facts. This is not my opinion. These are facts.
Yeah.
And I mean, anybody could say the stock market wouldn't have crashed. All these government employees wouldn't have been fired because if we're saving so much money on this, why is our deficit still at as high as it's ever been? So it's like cut the crap. I
Yeah.
think we would have been normal. I think we would have been okay. I don't think we would have been having all these flippant issues. And like you said, either Trump or America will survive in the next 4 years. It won't be both.
Well, listen, I've already predicted that we're going to survive, and that tells you who's not. And hopefully I'm right with America surviving.
I
I
hope
just hope
so.
I hope it's not in the way that I predicted. So, all right, my friend, take us out. This is we went a little long on this one, but I think it was rightfully so.
Yeah, and coño, mano, I meant to ask you, what do you think about the $5 million Trump card?
Oh my God, how much time you got? I
Should
mean,
we save it for the next one?
save it for the next one. We definitely need to talk about it. I think
All right.
it's insane, but yeah, I don't even want to get it. No, no.
Yeah, we'll save that for the next one,
Yeah, yeah.
guys. But
But,
to take us out properly, we're still in June 13th, and it's still Men's Mental Health Month.
yep,
And with that being said, I just want to give a quick shout out to some friends I have at 988.
go for it. We'll end on that.
Um, Yeah, so a lot of people think 988 is the Hail Mary to try to save your life and everything. It's not. It is, but it's a lot more than that. Sometimes when you find yourself alone, that you need somebody to talk to, you don't know what to do, you feel desperate, you try writing, but you have the anxiety that it's hard to breathe. 988 is there. 988 will. It doesn't have to be a life and death situation. It could be like, hey, I'm really not feeling well. I have deep anxiety, and these guys will talk to you. They are so patient. I tell you that I spoke with them twice in the last 6 months. They were patient. They were really cool. They followed up with me to make sure I was okay the next day. They asked me, "Are you in trouble? You gonna harm yourself?" I'm like, "No, I don't think so. I just feel this way." And I saw that you guys help, and they took their dear sweet time with me. And I just want to give a very, very special shout out, very special thank you to 988, because they really helped me personally overcome a very difficult time. And I know that they do this to so many people.
Right.
And that is an organization that deserves so much. So from
To them, God,
wisdom, yeah.
God bless you, Frank, and God bless 988. We got a little to them, and good for that, man. Listen, what a way to take us out. So, listen, my friends, I don't know if, Frankie, you realize I have 988 in the description in every video that I post. Do you realize that? The very bottom, yeah, says if you're in need of help, in every one of them. Every one of them comes up.
I got to look at it again because every time I watch our videos,
go into the description. You'll see it. Yeah, everyone. So for a reason. Okay. Well, listen, my friends. Go ahead.
I'm always mesmerized with your shades. You know what I'm saying? Because you always got the nice shades. You got to get Ray-Ban to sponsor you, man.
We got to get someone to watch, but one day. Well, listen, my friend. I drink not just to Vuelo. I drink to you, to all the veterans, and to everyone, to anyone that's made it this far. God bless you. If you care to subscribe, blah blah. Who cares? But if you need 988, it's in the description. You just said it. That's more important. Take care of yourself as the X. Find your why. Why you were here. Why God put you here for a reason. Find that reason. Execute on that reason. Go and bring value to the world because you are valuable. You are priceless. If you lose your value, you need to find your value. And then once you do, find it in other people and go and help the world. God bless you, everybody. There's no Z. You put that there. X plus Y equals. You figure it out at the end. Cool? We good? Go. God bless you all. We'll see y'all again soon. Take us out, Frankie.
All right. Salud, familia. See you in the next one.
I got to use the bathroom. See y'all.